Hey everybody, Danny from HarrTravel.com. We just arrived in Juneau, Alaska on the beautiful Norwegian Joy just behind me. You can see Juneau behind me as well. It is the capital city of Alaska. It's the only landlocked capital in the United States, meaning that there's no roads or trains that come in and out. Everything that comes in and out of Juneau is by boat or plane. A couple other fun facts. It's been the capital of Alaska since 1906 when it moved from Sitka. And also it's the second largest city in the United States by total area. So definitely not by population, a little over 30,000 people. It makes it the second largest city in Alaska. So let's head on into Juneau. So we're just getting ready to head into Juneau. We're at the AJ dock, which is the furthest one away from town. They have a shuttle that comes every 10 to 15 minutes. It does take probably about 20 minutes to walk into town, so you could definitely do that or take the shuttle. And then just over on the other side here is where you pick up all of the cruise excursions. All right, so right now you can see that one of the shuttle buses is coming from the AJ dock back up to the Mount Roberts Tramway. They're getting ready to drop off a group of passengers, but what I wanted to point out was the Mount Roberts Tramway, which is just heading up now. It's like $35 for adults, 18 bucks for kids. The littlest ones are free, but it's a great last minute excursion. Maybe you haven't planned something, or maybe you just want to take it super easy and relax during the day. That's a great thing to do. And then right behind me, you also see a bunch of whale watching, glacier shuttles. You can go out to the Mendenhall Glacier. There's a lot of very inexpensive and last minute things that you can do in Juneau. There's also a lot of incredible excursions as well. So right in front of me is the Mount Roberts Tramway, and just behind me I wanted to point out this green building. Right now you can see they're unloading probably salmon, but fresh fish right here. They bring it up into the green building, they kind of do some quick cleaning and things, and then bring it over to where they smoke at the Taku Smokery. Free samples over there. It's delicious, but a lot of times once they start bringing the fish out, you see a lot more bald eagles. Juneau is the place to see bald eagles. Well, there's a lot of places in Alaska to see bald eagles, but you got the hatchery on one side of town and you got the smokery on the other side. So you get a ton of them, and then you also see quite a few up on your way up to Mount Roberts as well. So if you want to see a bald eagle, these two locations are probably the best for you to see them on the entire trip. So right now I'm on the main dock in Juneau, and if you want to do something a little more adventurous than taking the tramway up and down, but you still want to get epic views, well, all you need to do is follow the mountain right along. Just pull up in Google Maps the Mount Roberts Trailhead, and you can walk all the way into the city, up just a little bit, and you can take a trail that takes you from the city all the way up to the top of Mount Roberts. It's about a 45-minute to an hour hike. It's absolutely beautiful. Doesn't cost you anything. There's actually another trailhead that's just next to that. Takes you about 2 hours or more even into the backcountry. You can see waterfalls and everything else. But if you choose to hike up to the top of Mount Roberts and maybe you don't want to hike back down, for me, up's great, down's tough on the knees. So what I do is buy, 2 beers, why not? If you buy about $10 worth of items up there, food, beer, something like that, then you can take the tram back down at no additional cost. So if you're looking for an active, low-cost adventure in Juneau, the Mount Roberts trail hike may be perfect for you. So anytime I visit a place, for me, it's very important to see it from multiple angles. And so here in Juneau, we went up to the top of the Mount Roberts Tramway to see the city from there looking back. On the ship, we're going to go into Tracy Arm Fjord in just a couple hours actually, and we'll see a glacier up front and center. But if you add a flight seeing adventure, which is something I love to do, you can see it all from a different angle and have a different perspective and kind of put it all together. Alaska is massive, and really only way to cover a lot of ground is by air. So next time you're in Juneau or in Alaska, let us know. We'll set you up with the perfect flight seeing adventure for you and your family. So now we're just on the edge of downtown Juneau. The Mount Roberts Tramway is just to my side, but what I wanted to point out is just like every major cruise ship port in the entire world, Mexico, Caribbean, Alaska, you're gonna find a lot of the same shops that are owned by international conglomerates, not necessarily local. So like Diamonds International, Del Sol, Kari Aloha, Tanzanite International. And the good part of shopping at these is that you know the quality that you're gonna get. The cruise line backs up the quality, and even if you have a problem, if you work with the onboard shopping advisor, they can tell you where to go, and they can also handle that. The downfall to that, to me, is that you're not really shopping local. So as we move further into town, there's a ton of great artisans, a lot of great locally owned shops. They always advertise it, they let you know. And for me as a small business owner myself, I really, really respect those who do shop local and take care of the locals as well. So when you're in Juneau shopping, if you want to get that big ticket, diamond ring or something like that, make sure you go through the ship. Other than that, make sure that you head downtown and go into some of the local shops. All right, now we're right in the downtown of Juneau, and there's a lot of great little local restaurants, bars, bookshops, artisans, all that kind of stuff. So over here we've got, it's actually relatively new. They took some land sea containers, really, really, really good fish tacos, crepes, all kinds of fun, easy, quick local food. And then as you head down this way, you've got more shops. Once again, these are more of the locally owned shops. A lot of really phenomenal artisans and some photographers here. If that's your thing, incredible place to buy prints. So one of the trendy things right now, one of the things you'll see a lot of places is Glacier Silt Soap. So basically what it is, it's that silt that comes down from the glaciers, similar to kind of like the Dead Sea, where you got a lot of the minerals and things that are in the water itself. Really smooth, take a nice bath kind of thing. Ladies love it, and it smells good, great gift as well, and easy to travel. So Juneau is the largest city that you'll visit on an Inside Passage cruise, and it's also where they have the most excursion options and some of the ones that you really think of when you think of Alaska excursions. The helicopter dog sled, it's one that several of our clients are on today. I've heard from a few of them. They had a great time. You actually take a helicopter up, land on the glacier, and then take dog sled on the snow. Dog sledding is also another great one here. You just have to pay attention to whether it's going to be with wheels on the ground, like most of the dog sledding is, or if you're actually going up to a level where there's enough snow where you can actually ride on the snow. The flight seeing is also great too with the small planes, the float planes. They take off right from the harbor here, but you can see the 5 glaciers. That's probably the most famous one. And then on top of that, it's a great place for fishing, phenomenal for whale watching. In fact, most of the whale watching operators here guarantee 100% that you will see whales. And then on top of that, there's also the Mendenhall Glacier that's just outside of town, and there's several activities that you can do with that. So Juneau is the place for excursions in Alaska. And then when you finish, you can wander around the city, have a great time. This is a beautiful place here. They got crepes and fish tacos and all kinds of stuff. And then you always got to stop off at the Red Dog Saloon one last time before you head back to the ship. All right, so I just came out of the Red Dog Saloon, one of the most famous bars, probably the most famous bar in Juneau. And it's famous because it's fun. It's the exact bar that you think it is. Got sawdust on the floor, old-timey music playing. And it's actually been a tourist attraction for a long time. When the earliest cruise ships came, they used to have a donkey that they'd put out with a sign that said, "Follow my ass to the Red Dog Saloon." So that's where we're going. Me personally, I've been here quite a few times and had some great memories. My father-in-law's 75th birthday we had here when we were on a cruise on the Celebrity Millennium. And it was just, well, can't tell you all the stories, but it was an absolute blast. So come on in, have a drink. There we go. So I've been lucky enough to have been to Juneau and Alaska in general on quite a few cruises. And for me, what it's all about is really the food and the people. The people are incredible, they're unique, they're different than just about anywhere else I've been in the United States. They do an amazing job with the tours. They love where they live, and they really love sharing it. On the food side, for me, we've been to the hangar quite a few times, but there's just incredible places all over with crab legs and salmon. But for me, it's all about the chowder. I always ask around where the best chowder is and where they have the best Alaska Brewing Company local brews, and that's what Alaska is to me every single summer. So when you're in Juneau, check out the hangar on the wharf. You get great views of the seaplanes behind me, the cruise ships, and of course a delicious meal and local Alaska Brewing Company beer that I don't think you can beat. Right behind me is the beautiful Radiance of the Seas. This is one of Royal Caribbean's Panamax ships, so it's the largest ship possible that can fit through the Panama Canal. I took a cruise on it about 15 years ago with my wife and some friends. We still talk about it today. It's one of our all-time favorite cruises, and it has more to do with the people. We had the access to the concierge club because we're Diamond Plus members, but the people that we were with in the club every single night, we had so much fun with, we're still friends with them. And that to me is the best part of travel. It's the best part of cruising is when you cruise, you kind of stay together over a week or 2 weeks, or I've even been on a 30-day cruise. And so you kind of form that family as you go. But Radiance of the Sea is definitely one of my all-time favorites. Thank you so much for taking time to join us on our day in Juneau, Alaska. Right behind me, you see one of the seaplanes coming in. Ton of great excursions in Alaska. You've got the mega ship, the Norwegian Joy, with everything from a racetrack on there to a laser tag to all a full production show of Footloose. You've got the Golden Princess, a little bit smaller, fantastic entertainment, a little bit lower energy. The Radiance of the Seas, Panamax ship. There's a ton of options in Alaska. You also have Ultralux, you have yachts, you have so like Alaska Dream Cruises. So there's a million different options for you, and it can be confusing. So whenever you're ready to go to Juneau or you're ready to go to Alaska, reach out to harrtravel.com and we will find the perfect trip for you and your family.